Ooh, hello there, my fellow miners and crafters. Good times with Scar here, bringing you another episode of StudTech. We're here in Scott Canyon, working on our old West Fort with our house and army barracks build, as you can see. So let's get this episode underway. Alright, and welcome back to StudTech, and we are in our Scar Fort, working on our super awesome house that we assembled in our last episode. We've got all the dimensions and the base structure all complete here, but now it's time to add that fun and that detail that we love to add with our micro blocks and our carpenter's blocks and all sorts of other great stuff. So let's jump right into it today. And as you can see, our hotbar is all lined up and ready to go with our standard materials, and we'll swap over to our other hotbar where we keep all of our materials all ready to go. So right where we left off here, we place this block right here, and we're going to place another one. If you don't have that already placed, place that one there. And then we're going to work on adding some blocks going up like this. So we're starting to add these structure blocks to the build. So these will be the blocks that look kind of like they're holding up the building, if you will. You know, not technically. It would be awesome if Minecraft did have some physics. But, oh my, we have a little bit of lag, but that's okay. There we go. And then we're going to jump up here, try to get our blocks down there. There we go. We're losing some in the process, but we got to make some progress. We can't just stop here and dilly-dally. Come on. There we go. Awesome. All right. So let's start to run these blocks along here. There we go. Oh my. That is very frustrating. That is very frustrating indeed. Let's actually swap over here and start. There we go. Looking good. So as you can see, we're starting to line up the outside with these blocks. And as you can see, let's jump out here. We're starting to kind of frame up where we're going to have two windows here, and we're going to have two windows on this side. Now, these windows are going to be about 3 blocks high, as I was kind of figuring, just kind of going back and forth in my head of what would look good. Now, I've built a prototype of this house in a test world, just to kind of get a basic idea of kind of designs and stuff. As you can see, on the thumbnails, I usually like to give the thumbnail of the video just a little bit of a preview of what's to come. And what I've come up with, at least in that test of the house, would be these windows along this section right here would be 3 blocks. So 1, 2, 3, and then on the upper level would be 2 to kind of give us a little bit more of a forced perspective feel that, it gets, a little bit smaller as it goes up. And then at the very top up there, we're going to do 2 dormer windows on either side. Now, as you can see, that is a grass dirt roof, but that's just there to allow us to place carpenter's blocks down without getting them kind of, going crazy as they like to do. So that is that. I personally kind of like it a little bit. I'm sure you guys don't, but I kind of like the dirt look. Wait, where did my blocks just go? Wait, that's odd. But anyway, yeah, I kind of like the dirt look a little bit. I think it'd be fun to find something in our Wild West themed builds to do with dirt. I think just that would be something fun. And yeah, so maybe like a trapper's, cottage of something like that, a trapper's cabin or something. Wouldn't that be kind of cool to have, like something with like a sloped grass roof? I've always wanted to build something in Minecraft with that type of a roof, but I've never really found the right thing to build, standard and, and just vanilla. Are we completely out of what we need here? Let me swap over here. I knew we had some more. We do need to go get some from Wells. I have his actual payment for an entire Java barrel full of spruce wood. I just need to go to spawn and actually purchase it. So our payment we worked out is a bunch of DecoCraft balls. So I've got a bunch of DecoCraft balls ready to go for payment for Wells for a Java barrel full of spruce wood. So I think that is a good payment, is those, because those take quite a bit of resources actually when you think about it. All right, so now we're just gonna kind of work our way up to this point here. Okay, as you can see. And then what we're gonna do at this point here is we're gonna start to work our way this way. And I can't thank you guys enough for all the support in the last video. I was so happy you guys were enjoying the kind of a build like this again, working on just like a building. We've done a lot of work on, landscaping and kind of big structural things like the towers and the walkways and stuff. But I was super happy you guys were excited to see like a house build again. So that makes me excited for some future, project ideas that I do have, not only on StudTech, but also for my creative series and for our land. So I thank you so much for all the support, and I'm just so happy you guys were enjoying, a house build like this again. So I've got a lot more planned too. So I hope you guys are looking forward to seeing some of that also. All right, there we go. Now this is going to be temporary. I'm going to cut that block out, and of course this is going to be my walkway into my second story. So let's jump on down, and as you can see, we're slowly getting this area all framed up and ready to go. So this is the side we worked on exactly over there. So I'm going to continue this side, and I'll meet you in just a minute in the morning. All right, and welcome back. And as you can see, we've got our framing going, and it's starting to look pretty good. Starting to kind of get that detail built in there where you can maybe start to visualize a couple of the things I've been talking about, the cool decking, where the windows will start to be framed up, but we have lots of work to continue to do. So let's grab out our scaffolding and start getting to work here. So on this side over here, this block right there, I've brought them all the way up on all the other sides except this side. So I'll show you that side real quick, just simple. Bring that one all the way up to here, as you can see. And then on that block right there, we're going to go boom and a bam and a boom and a bam. As you can see, that pattern, just continue that all the way up, looking super snazzy. And yeah, that is definitely looking pretty nice. So today, I'm making this video a little bit early. I have a lot of doctor's appointments this week, so I had to make some of these videos a little earlier. So I always apologize about spoilers if you're watching a live stream or something and you see, some things that are maybe already done. But sometimes, unfortunately, I can't quite help that because I've got to make stuff. So, of course, there's content, of course, on the channel throughout the week. And yeah, so it's an appointment with my primary care, which is she's actually leaving to be chief resident because I have kind of go through residents every like 2 or so years, they move on. Yeah, so it's always kind of sad to lose somebody that's good, somebody that, has done a lot of stuff for me over the 2 years or so that I've had them as a doctor. And yeah, so I made him a print, one of my photography prints, and I got it all framed up and super awesome. There we go. I'm not an easy patient. I'm not mean. I'm not anything like that. But a very, very complex history and medical things that go on. So when you get somebody good, somebody that, will take all that on and, do their best to take care of you, it's always sad to lose those kind of people. But yeah, it's time to move on or whatever. And, it's cool the person's going to become a chief resident. So that's cool and everything. There we go. Put that along there. Looking good. So we're going to start to frame up our entrance. As you can see, got that kind of lined up. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to put a temporary bit of scaffolding along here. There we go, just to get something set up where we can start to place some of these blocks. There we go. And then let me actually swap back into my materials and put a couple more stacks down. All right, good. Okay, so as you can see where we placed that, right in that center there, and we're going to work that up here. So as you can see, let me get just a bit more scaffolding on the top. Nice, nice, nice. Come on. Come on. There you go. All right, there we go. So what are some of your guys' ideas for the interior of the house? What kind of rooms are you thinking you would like to see built? You're thinking, oh, I would love to see that type of room, or a living room with this type of furniture, or something along those lines. Definitely let me know what you guys would like to see. I've got a couple ideas. Definitely. But I always love to hear what you guys have to say. If there's any particular one style or a particular, furniture piece that you're kind of looking forward to maybe seeing me try to tackle in a particular design. I've got an interesting idea for the living room in the house. The theme of this, of course, is kind of a military outpost house. This is kind of the house that the colonel, the general of the region, is controlling. This is kind of his house, but it also serves kind of as an official function for the base. There we go. So that's kind of the theme we are working with. And so there'll be some formal areas of the house. Now, we may be out in the frontier. We are. But there was, these kind of nicer, kind of rustic but nice buildings like this that the military actually built. There we go. And now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go like that. Looking good, looking good. Just trying to frame up this the best we can. There we go. Place that right there for now. And let's just sneak our way down here. Looking good, looking good. Swap back our inventory. And we'll kind of take a look how we're doing. Yeah, I like that. I like that. There's definitely some improvements. There's definitely some improvements that we can make. So let's see what we can do here. Let's take out, let's go, let's see. Let's go like this. There we go. And then we're gonna go like that, that, and you guessed it, that. All right. And let me back her up just a bit. Let me back her up just a bit. And that's sticking out a little bit farther than I want, actually. So I'm gonna cut this all back down just a little bit. Just a little bit, and kind of reconfigure what I want here. Let's go into our carpenter's bag and get out some materials that we can use here. Let's grab out that. There we go. And then let's think about trying to decide. We can always refine this. This isn't some permanent, structural piece, so we can always kind of refine this. But see, I want this to stick out a little bit farther. So what I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to push this one out a little bit farther. There we go. And place that one. Whoops, let me swap that back. There we go. Place that right there. Why is that not going the way it should? There it goes. There it goes. Awesome. And then we can kind of go like this. There we go. Looking good, looking good. Okay, that one went out as a point. Which one do you guys like more? These or that? That's an interesting question. Let me actually cut that off because I've actually never seen it do that. All right, let me back her up. There we go. And then let's sneak on down here. Oh, we've fallen. But that gives us a chance to kind of get a little bit of a perspective from below. I kind of like it with the bark on the outside, but I also think having the kind of exposed inner of the log showing out might add a little extra color and a little more detail than just having it the straight bark. Let me know what you like better. What do you like? Do you like A or B? You kind of had a small chance to see B would be the kind of the, do we have any scaffolding? There we go. B would, of course, be, as you can see down there, the inner of the log would be right, there it is, right there. And then that would be A. I'm not sure what I like better. I kind of want to maybe do this a couple times to kind of get a feeling for what I want. But yeah, give me a couple seconds here. I want to kind of practice a little bit, and I'll be right back. All right, and welcome back. So I've got a couple things here. So the first thing we're going to do here is we've spaced these out by 1 block. So we're going to go 1 and then carpenter's block, 1 carpenter's block, 1 carpenter's block, and then 2 carpenter's block. Now the problem is, let me swap over here and start to show you guys this. I would love to try to get the kind of the raw side, the little circle spots as the kind of the face going out, but I cannot for the life of me make it work. But I like this design. Like that's the design that I want. If only I could have that, the little circles on the outside right here. As you can see, watch this. I'll jump over here, I'll place that down like that, and that's what I want. As you can see, that's exactly what I want, but I cannot for the life of me get it to work. And I go over here and, oh no, it did it the same. Let me try over here. Let me try this side. There we go. And look at that. There's gotta be something that I'm just missing that I need to do. And I don't know what that is. So I'm not going to spend the entire video messing around with that. So we are going to move on for a moment, and we're going to work on this side over here. So we're going to get in here. There we go. So then I'm going to grab out my little blocks like so, and let's line that up on the facing block that goes across here. And we're going to run a full block along here. So let me just sneak in here and get that going. So then what we'll do is we're going to use this as kind of a way of distinguishing the side of the wall a little bit, so it adds a little bit more detail. We're going to remove this, these blocks along here, and we're going to replace them with the hardened or the dark oak. There we go. So we're going to replace those with dark oak. There we go. Carpenter's blocks are impossible to deal with when you are using shift click. When you're shift clicking and you're trying to, not fall, and then you're just like swapping your carpenter's blocks back and forth. That can be a little bit frustrating. So what we'll do here is we're going to remove all of these blocks along here. There we go. Get that all lined up and ready to go. So once we get these all out of here, I'll show you some really cool blocks that I really like. The Chisel 2. So the Chisel 2 mod will take our, let's grab them out. Here they are. So let me go into my materials thing here, get rid of those. There we go. So these are the dark oak wood planks. These are really, really cool looking, as you can see. Unfortunately, a lot of the other dark oak in the Chisel 2 mod are kind of unappealing. They're a little, I'm not exactly sure what the word is for them other than kind of ugly. But these ones are really nice looking. I like how it's really smooth, and it just creates a nice contrast between the rest of the wood that we're currently using. and I think it'll complement the accent color really nicely. We're also going to take some micro blocks, and we're going to do a couple fun details here. If I can get any of these blocks to work today, I have just been having nothing but trouble. There we go. Looking good, looking good. But as you can see, look at that. That is looking really nice. It gives this area a little bit more detail, so it's not just this big, large expanse of one color. Then we're going to get out some of our micro blocks, and we're going to do some intricate little details in between all these sections here. And I think that's going to start to look really good. So let me do that on the other side, and I'll be right back. All right, and welcome back. So what I'm doing here is I'm adding some stairs that will just give us a little more detail on the outside of our balconies. They'll run along there, and then we're going to do some fancy micro block railings across here, which will look super awesome. But let's fly over here, and as you can see, kind of the base started here. It's starting to look pretty good. We're going to, of course, add lots of detail, and there's going to be windows and maybe even another one of these, these little bars going across there, down around here to separate the first and the second story. So I think that's going to start to look good, especially when we get the micro blocks all assembled up at the top. There we go. And as you can see, I've also reversed the direction of those logs that were facing outwards. I've changed that, so I think that looks pretty good. And then we can just sneak on over here real quick and swap that one in. And we can come over there, perfect. And then we're going to add an additional one right there. So add an additional log on that angle right there. So I think that is going to start to look good. And then once we get this all assembled how we want it, we will be able to, I think what we're going to do is take spruce. So we're going to take our nice milk chocolate wood, and we're going to do that as kind of an accent color across here. And I think that will separate the standard deck material that we do have, which is the fancy smooth oak planks. So I think that's going to be a good change between that. And then, I still can't figure out for the life of me how to make those kind of go how I want. I know I gave you guys the choice, A or B, but in a test world, I could do the other one. So I don't understand why I can't do it here. I want to show you guys the two choices, properly, like, okay, here's this one, and let's see what this one now looks like. But no, I can't do it because it is just not allowing me to do that, which is really frustrating, but we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. There we go. Looking good, looking good. And then we're going to place these blocks on there like so. Looking nice. Oh, all the details starting to emerge. So this is kind of our first layer. So we start with the small details like this. Then we'll go smaller and smaller and really get into those fine details. Looking good. All right. So I'm going to actually jump up here just a little bit more. There we go. Scaffold our way up here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to see. Oh, perfect. There they are. And I'm going to take this. I'm going to take that. And I'm just going to give it a little bang on the top. Beautiful. And place those on top. See, there's that little mistake. The carpenter's blocks, I love them. I love them, but they can be a little finicky sometimes. They can be a little finicky. All right, so now we're going to go over here. We're going to do the exact same thing we did. There we go. I'm actually going to place one right there too. Awesome. Okay. And then, of course, we're just going to give them a little bang on the top. That's kind of me saying, hi, carpenter's blocks. I like you, but I also want to hit you on the head because you're really annoying. All right, there we go. It's like when like a little kid or something's like being annoying, you just kind of like pat him on the head. It's like, now, son. That's what I like to do to the carpenter's blocks. I love you, carpenter's blocks. I also just want to whack you in the head. A fun little whack, not a mean whack. Just a little kind of like, oh yeah, you caused me trouble, my friend. You caused me trouble. All right, let's see. Let's make sure that's lined up appropriately. All right, this actually goes like this. There we go. Give it a little hit and grab out my spruce and pop it on. Whoop, come on. There you go. There you go. All right, and this one goes right here. Is this correct? Or am I really goofing up? Am I really goofing up? Kind of feel like I'm really goofing up. Yeah, it's a really goofing up day, my friends. It is a really goofing up day. There we go. And then I just hit that one on the top and add that. There we go. Awesome. That's what we wanted. That's what we wanted all along. Beautiful. And then we're going to place these ones over here. And then we're going to stop, kind of take a look at what we've got, evaluate the design. All right, so let's fly on down. There we go. Awesome. Oh, wow, look at that. That is starting to look good. As you can see, we're starting to frame it out. You can see those details starting to emerge where we're going to eventually get the windows assembled, the dormer windows at the top. and all the small details around the railings with the micro blocks. And there we go, guys. I really hope you enjoyed today's video and were inspired by this to maybe build something like this in your own world. And yeah, so until next time, this has been Good Times with Scar, and I always really appreciate you guys taking the time to watch my videos. And if you believe the video deserved a rating, that would be much appreciated. And until next time, we'll see you later. And don't forget to follow me on Facebook and Twitter. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to count from this block. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, and then we're going to swap our hotbar. There we go. I got to get used to that. So this is 4, and then we're going to move that up to 5. There we go. Looking good, looking good.